Opinions and ideas expressed in the following Moraine Valley Broadcast Channel recording are those of its creators and do not represent the views of Moraine Valley Community College.
This Made Me Laugh is the podcast where Moraine Valley students assign a favorite funny text to their classmates and try to get together to talk about them. So I'll start. I'm Josie Martinez, and my pick was John Mulaney's stand-up New in Town.
Well, I found it really funny, like, at the point where he was, like, talking about, like, the Home Alone 2 Lost in New York, and he was, like, making fun of it, kind of saying, like, how could you get lost in New York? It's a grid system, and how he went on the rant about, like, the Def Jam comic, and I have a quote here.
Be like, you seen it? You seen this Home Alone 2 Lost in New York? It's a grid system, mother. Where you at? 24th and 5th? Where you want to go? 35th and 6th? 11 up and 1 over, you simple bitch. That'd be my big joke. That'd be the closer.
Like, I found that just really
I
funny.
feel like that kind of humor is only like for a certain like crowd though, because like this little clip, he made like various references to like other like movies and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He was funny. I liked all of his like jokes and all that with the Home Alone, same thing as Allison did. So it was funny.
I mean, I just chose it because my brother recommended it to me, and I usually, like, don't watch stuff he recommends to me because I usually don't like it. But I thought that was really funny, so I was, like, telling all my friends, I was like, oh, you should watch this, you should watch this. So, like, John Mulaney, he has, like, multiple stand-ups. He has 2 stand-ups on Netflix, and then, like, another one that was a special. I don't know if it's on Netflix. I think it was on Comedy Central, but I don't think it's on Netflix. And then he also had his show Mulaney, but it got canceled after, like, 6 episodes, so that didn't do too well. And he also had his show that was on Broadway for, like, 5 months, and he's worked on SNL before, but just as a writer. I don't think he's ever had, like, a character. But he's really well known in the writing world, and I was really, like, impressed to see him have his own stand-up and be able to, like, execute his, like, jokes well, you know?
Okay.
My name is Jason Kim, and I chose Rick and Morty.
I thought that show was really funny. Like, the episodes you chose, those were really funny. I love the pickle one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where he kills all the bugs and...
Yeah.
the scene where, I mean, like, the entire premise of that episode was basically him trying to get out of therapy. So he decided to do it in the most dumb way. He just turned himself into a pickle. Why he couldn't just said like, oh, I don't want to go to therapy, but instead he just turned himself into a pickle. Like, why?
And then, like, I was, like, the first episode I was really confused. You know, like, the pilots, like, explain everything, and that one just, like, jumped straight into it. But I really liked it. It was really funny.
The reason... you gonna say anything?
Like, I started watching it before you recommended it, and, like, I just found it really hilarious. And then I watched the episodes that you recommended it, and I was like, this is the best show ever. Like, this is just...
It is pretty funny.
Yeah.
Most of the humor in that show is all like improvisation.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I chose it is because all my friends suggested it to me, and they're like, oh, this is really funny. This is like the only good show on Adult Swim. I'm like, oh, I'll give it a go. I watched the first few episodes and I fell in love with it ever since. Justin Roiland, he did multiple like cartoons. He like acted before Rick and Morty, but he only did like minor roles. So Rick and Morty is kind of like his breaking point to where he like got really, really popular, and he voices the 2 main characters. And like I said, what makes it so great is that all of the jokes that he makes are like all improvisation and like live. So I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, I saw a video where it was, like, an impromptu episode he made, and he did both voices, and I didn't even know that. It was crazy.
Yeah, there was a video on YouTube where they purposely made him drink so he can get, like, drunk, and then he just, like, acted Rick really, like, drunk. Yeah. And then, like, the director was, like, telling him to stop doing that, and then he just didn't stop, and it was really funny.
All right, and then I chose a group I found on YouTube, Achievement Hunter. They do, like, they do, like, game shows and stuff, and I just found a clip of them messing around outside of, like, their regular setting.
Yeah, I'm just going to assume that, like, they don't do that kind of stuff. Like, I saw the clip where they had, like, a bunch of balls into this bucket, and then they decided to put it on the ceiling, and they just dropped it all down. Like, I don't know what kind of person would do that.
Yeah, it seemed kind of weird and funny that they would do this kind of stuff, and it doesn't seem like they really did it for fun. They just were...
And that was like Rooster Teeth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I recognize the name because I watched their like the little like cartoon things they do, and so I recognize the names, and I really like that kind of like messing around, like having fun. But I feel like it's like the kind of thing that you need to know who they are to like get it.
Yeah.
Because when I watched that, I was like, what am I watching? There's just a bunch of random dudes doing stupid stuff.
Yeah, the best part of it is like it's a company, like an actual like physical company, and then there's just these guys just randomly walking around the property that they have, just messing around with the other coworkers and stuff. And the way I found it, I think I was watching Ruby, one of the shows that they made before, and I just found like it was a really good show. I liked it, and so I just went and looked at their other videos, and I just had a good time laughing and stuff. And like during parts of my life that were kind of like down and depressing and whatnot, like I would turn to them for like a smile every once in a while.
You always have that one channel where it's just, you can never not be happy. Yeah.
With the group, I selected, well, they're a company, so you expect like very like strict and like professionalism in like the workplace. But no, these guys just do whatever they want. Some of them are married to each other. Like there was one in one of those clips on one of the little videos I suggested, there was a girl in one of them, like the redhead, and then the Michael character, like guy, him and her are married, and they just had a kid. So
they get paid revenue for making those videos.
Yeah.
Though, right? That's professional enough, right?
Yeah. Plus they have a bunch of like other little like sitcoms on like not sitcoms, like shows.
Yeah.
As well. So.
My name is Jeffrey. I chose Alex Baldwin playing as Donald Trump. He's very funny. He shows about how Donald Trump has issues with a lot of American people, and yeah.
I like the one scene where he takes off the glasses and he thought everyone in the room was white.
Yeah.
He was like deliberately like intimidating Donald Trump and the way people perpetrate him as a person.
Yeah.
I don't know what they do in Saturday Night Live, but I'm going to assume that they like make fun of like popular popular people. Yeah.
I thought it was like really funny, but I was like kind of getting mad because it reminded me of Donald Trump, and I was like, I hate that guy.
Yeah, same way.
That's like a public debate. So.
The reason why I chose Alex Baldwin is, because he's funny. He likes to show Donald Trump as a character. He just recently won an award for being the best person as Donald Trump, and he really shows his character well.
Yeah, he did it really well.
Yeah.
I when I first saw the first clip, I seriously thought that was Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the things he was saying were ridiculous, but like the way he acted was just
Yeah.
like
It
Donald
was
Trump.
perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect intonation for Donald Trump.
Yep.
Like I don't know the name of the woman, but like the lady that did the Hillary Clinton one, like she was really funny, but like you could tell she was impersonating like,
Yeah.
Hillary
Yeah.
Clinton, and then Alec Baldwin was like spot on.
Yep.
The Houston one was really funny.
Yeah, I like the one with like you said, the one with Hillary Clinton where she was.
Yeah,
kind
that one was so funny. Which one did you guys think was like the funniest? Like besides your own pick, like, or if it was your own pick, you're like, oh, I still like mine the best. Like, what did you guys think?
I thought that Jeffries was funny, but I have to say that even after watching all of them, I thought they were all really funny. That I still think that Rick and Morty is still really funny, is the funniest to me, just because of how ridiculous it is, and the tone is like non-existent.
Mm.
I like the Rick and Morty episode with the
So
pickle
he gets it.
because of all the action and stupid stuff that goes on. And
It's a stupid funny though.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's like
It's-
that's kind of like Adult Swim thing, you know.
Yeah, it's pretty much like Back to the Future for like adults.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like Josie's a lot. Like I was watching it and I was like, I was like getting like the references he was making kind of, so that kind of like added into the humor and stuff. But
Yeah.
I really like yours.
I really liked his like style of stand up where it's like
Yeah.
stories, because a lot of times they make like Louis C.K. I think he's funny, but he's really like crude, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And John Mulaney is like, this is what happened to me, and it's
He's
so
all,
funny.
like,
I'm gonna tell
lighthearted.
you.
Yeah, yeah.
So like he's like,
Yeah.
this is something that you can watch with your mom, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I liked everyone's. It was really like interesting to see like what you guys thought was funny. It's like
Mhm.
all different kinds of things. Like we never like no two people had like a cartoon show, or no two people had like SNL. You know,
Mhm.
Yeah.
it was like all different things. It was interesting to see.
Yeah. And they were all in like different media type.
Yeah.
things. Like
Yeah.
Saturday Night Live is a TV show, then
Rick and Morty is a cartoon.
Cartoon.
Yours is a
Mhm.
stand-up.
and mine's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they all had like the same like effect. They all like want to make you laugh.
Yeah.
And it's like interesting to see like the different types, because like had this been like even like 10 years before, most of them probably wouldn't have been on the the internet. It would be like, oh, it's at this time slot on this channel.
Yeah.
Any like last words conclusion? Would you recommend any of these shows to people that you know?
Well, I would recommend mine because a lot of people enjoy it.
Like, what type of audience would you like recommend it to?
Anybody.
I feel like that yours can be funny to any kind of crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and I know, like, even in school, they'd be like, oh, did you see, like, SNL? I'm like, no, I don't watch SNL.
Yeah.
Like, but now, like, I wish I did.
Yeah. I would recommend Rick and Morty, but not anyone that's, like, young, because all pretty much all the humor in that show is
Adult.
really
yeah.
offensive
Yeah.
I
and
agree.
for, like, adults only.
But I feel like when I was in, like, 3rd grade and we had to, like, talk about our favorite TV shows, everyone was like, oh, I love Family Guy. I watch Family Guy every single day. And I was like, should you be watching that?
Yeah.
Shouldn't you be?
Like my sister was watching it at like age 6, and I was like,
Yeah.
Are you sure about that? You should.
Family Guy, shows like Family Guy and like Rick and Morty are like always on, so it's
Yeah.
hard to
Yeah.
not like get yourself into watching it at a young age.
And plus, like, that's, like, what all the big kids are watching. You want to be
Yeah.
cool with
Yeah.
the big kids.
Rick and Morty is, I think, is literally like the biggest show on the air right now, so it's really hard not to.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's hard not to see like
Yeah.
anything.
Offensive.
Yeah.
I would recommend mine. I don't know, mine's like really clean humor, so you can recommend it to like anybody. Like, you know how like small talk, you're like, oh, did
Yeah.
you watch the baseball game? Like, you can like bring that up, you know?
Yeah.
Like, oh, have you seen this stand up? Like, he's really funny. I think you should watch him.
Yeah, I'd probably recommend mine to like probably 15 up, depending
Yeah.
on which video you watch, because sometimes it can be like clean humor, and then other times just like a bunch of crude humor.
Yeah, like when
Like-
they had that like dildo on his
Yeah.
stick.
Like that's like a 16 up, like yeah, or maybe even 17 up.
Mhm.
That one.
If someone didn't like it, would you guys like get offended? Would you like defend your choice?
No, because I feel like Rick and Morty, like I said, it's for like a certain crowd. So if you're not in that crowd and you like people suggest it, you're probably not going to watch it because it's really offensive and it's like for that specific crowd.
Hmm.
Yeah.
For mine, it wouldn't really matter to me because it's your political view. If you hate Donald Trump or you like him,
Yeah.
or if you're, a different race or whatever.
Yeah, I could see like people that like
I feel like-
actually like Donald Trump. They'd be like, "Oh, I don't know about that."
Yeah.
I feel like that white people would be really offended by that.
Yeah. How they had the one black guy.
Yeah. And then he asked him if he was white, and then he's like, "Last time I checked, I was."
Yeah.
Like, if you would get offended, or would you defend your choice if someone didn't like it?
Honestly, I think it depends on like where you come from,
Mhm.
your sense of humor. Personally, I wouldn't be offended. I would be like a little like
Like disappointed.
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
But like I wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, I hate you now. But like that kind of thing.
I actually watched my stand-up on the way to a school trip in Nebraska, and like we watched both stand-ups. So like me and everyone who was in that like car was like in love with John Mulaney, and I tried to show it to the other people in my room, and they like didn't want to watch it. I was so mad. I was like, why aren't you paying attention? So like the whole time I was like so mad at them. I was like, you would get that reference if you watched the show.
Yeah.
Are you guys more inclined to like watch what was recommended? You can be like I would definitely watch more SNL. Like that.
Yeah, I found like that like all those clips that you sent to the group chat was really funny. So I probably will be like watching SNL from here on out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would watch more Rick and Morty after seeing that pickle.
Yeah, I'd definitely watch like more of John Mulaney's stuff because like I'd like understood it better than most comedians.
John Mulaney is like my go-to. Like, you know when you like put something on TV but you're not really gonna watch it? Like John Mulaney is my go-to. But I think like now I'm like, because I see like different things, I'm definitely gonna start getting into like more shows like Rick and Morty, SNL, like for sure.
Yeah.
Like Rooster Teeth is like you like need to know the people.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was good. It was like funny.
Mm.
I feel like that I can see myself watching the thing that Allison suggested, but when I was watching it, I had no idea what's going on, so I feel like I have to watch like hit their other videos in order to understand like why.
Yeah, a few like references were made in the playlist that you probably wouldn't get otherwise.
Yeah.
So
And
probably a better idea to show you guys those first and then. But
I feel like those videos were like, we're gonna do something crazy right now. Let's just take out the camera. You know, like it wasn't even planned.
Yeah, that's most of what that was basically.
That's a common trend. Like all of the things that we suggested have some sort of improvisation added into it.
Yeah, I feel like that's like comedy right now. It's right now like it's what can I do right now that's so funny. Like that's what like a lot of like vlogs are. They're like, this is really funny. I'm gonna whip out my camera.
Yeah.
You know? Well, thank you for joining us for episode 28 of This Made Me Laugh, and I hope you enjoyed it. My name is Josie Martinez.
My name is Jeffrey Alsat.
I'm Jason Kim.
And I'm Allison Kozicki.
Thank you for listening.